trip. The wind's up today, so it's quite rough out in the bay, so we'll just go for a drive. Oh, Point Brown.
Yep.
Yep.
And the gravel roads here are pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. Wow, look at that. Get out and have a look.
Some of these campsites around Smoky Bay are quite pretty to look at, but they are very exposed when it comes to the wind.
Go for a little bit of four-wheel driving up this track from Point Brown.
Then we might go and check the other campsite out.
Oh yeah, at Point Brown.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
there's another campsite back the other way.
Oh, we'll see where this leads us.
There's another campsite at Point Brown. Now this one for a campsite. She's a bit blowy. There's one thing we just don't understand. When people come out to places like this, they bring out their stuff, whatever, take it home with them. Why do they have to leave their rubbish behind and spoil it for the next person? You don't like going along this road?
Oh, the edge, because it could be undermined.
Oh, we'll try not to crash.
Oh, try not to fall in.
Yeah, that's it.
Going to call in to Smoky Bay Oysters. We'll see if Lyndon and Josie are here this time.
We missed out on catching up with these guys again, but it's understandable, like they are running a business and they were in the mid of a project changing over motors on their oyster barge. Not a little job by any means. We couldn't resist getting out for one final fish before we left Smoky Bay and headed over towards Cowell.
Come on. Oh!
Double header.
Too whitey.
Strange things that you pull up. The starfish.
And there you go.
We've just come down to wash the boat out. We're going to head away from Smoky Bay, head over to Cowell. We haven't been able to get too many crabs here, the blue swimmer crabs. So we're going to try going over to Cowell and get stuck into them over there. We've still got another week or so before we have to think about being back so we can be back in work. We've just got a water tank here underneath the tray of the ute, 12-volt pressure pump. And we use that to wash the boat out, things like that, because a lot of places you're not allowed to do it in the caravan parks. But you can fill your water tank and then do it outside, so not everybody does it. At least that way nobody wastes water. And we just got a little 12-volt pressure pump inside the back of the ute. Everything's a bit of a mess here at the moment. That's a little sea flow pump. Not a big fan of that pump. It's taken me a long while to get it to stop leaking, but seems to be working okay now. It does the job. We had a very pleasant visit from our favourite oyster growers.
Lovely.
They brought us a few dozen oysters and 2 dozen for our neighbour in the caravan park.
Yeah, no, old mate here, he was as keen as. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're not a hard thing to sell.
we got this off the Cowell.
Yes.
Yep.
There's crabs down there.
Hang on.
Yeah.
I can't
crabs.
do anything. Leaving Smoky Bay. Look at that. What a beautiful sight. The amount of grain they must produce down here in South Australia is amazing.
When you see the size of those bunkers and how many there is,
Yeah.
there'd be hundreds of thousands of tonnes in each one. The size of the grain paddocks down here are unreal. They're just huge.
Not far to go now. We'll set up camp again at Cowell. And hopefully we'll get some crabs over here. I think we're going to go to the foreshore caravan park.
Yeah, if we can get in.
We haven't booked anywhere, so we'll just see how we go. A couple of pubs. Pharmacy.
I like out for a quick drive down here, eh?
Okay.
There's a nice big pub, that one.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, and this is the water park that they've put up here now.
That'd be great if you got little kids.
Yeah. It's for this. There we go. And that's where we'll be putting the boat in.
And hopefully getting a feed of crabs.
Yeah. A few white caps out there.
Yeah, tomorrow will be a nice day.
Yeah.
So this is where we're set up at Cowell. We've come in here, probably spend a week here. We're going to go out and see if we can get some crabs. They gave us the option of where we wanted to park, so we've gone right down the end where we've got heaps of room around us. It's quite a nice big park and we're very close to the water. Look at the salt flats out here, and then you can see the water in the background. And that's where we're going to be, out there getting into the crabs, I hope. See what happens. There's plenty of activity here on the water as well. Cowell's also very well known for its oyster farms. We're just getting the pots ready. We're out of Cowell. We've just dropped one pot. We're loading them up with the old fillets, or what's the frames, not the fillets. The frames of the whiting that we've already taken the best part out. So we're not really wasting anything. No matter what you do, they get in a tangle.
There we go.
Righto. See if I can get another one. Two nice whiting frames to go in there. Can't do it one-handed, but I'm having a go.
Ready?
Yeah. That's one thing I do remember about Cowell. There's a lot of this weed floating in the water. You always got to keep an eye on your telltale on your motor, because it's pretty easy to get it blocked off and overheat your motor. So it's something to be very much aware of. Now, what would it be? Wouldn't be 10 minutes, would it? So we're getting a bit excited. It's way too quick. way too quick. But you never know. If they're as thick as what I've seen them here before, there's one in there already. He's only a little fella.
Yeah, I'll have to.
No, he's too small.
115, nah,
Way
he's just slightly under.
Yeah. Don't need to take anything that's not massive here, that's one thing. Oh yeah, there's pot number 2 over towards that other
That's
boat.
hopeful.
It is hopeful, that was quick. Ridiculous quick. Number 2 pot.
Yes.
A keeper? Oh, Jesus,
He's a
look
good
at this.
one.
Look at the size of him. He's a beauty.
He is a beauty.
Now, this is what we want to see. Hey, that's a nice crab, though.
That is a nice crab.
Get that ice slurry going. Got plenty of ice in there, so just chill them down a bit. Put some to sleep.
Good job, love.
Another dozen like that, and that'll do us.
Here.
Guilty. Now I've lost the pot. I can only see. Oh, there's one. All right, we are eating well tonight. Might have a crack at doing some sweet chili crab. I've been wanting to do that for ages.
Look at this.
All right. Another good one.
Look at him.
He's another beauty.
He is a good one. No need to measure them.
No. I'll help drop it. Yep. Well, there we go. There's a pair.
There's 2. I'll get him first because he's a bit more docile.
He is for some reason.
Well, that's 115. They have to be 110. So look at that.
He'd
He'd be 120
and some.
and some 121.
He'd be a good crab anywhere. That one.
Yeah.
Good sandy.
And he's
I've seen bigger, but that's a
I mean,
nice. They're good size. Real good size. We are going to be eating like kings tonight. Might have to have another crab sandwich for breakfast.
yeah, he'd be 120.
Yeah,
And that one down the bottom, he's pretty bloody good too.
yeah, he's a good one.
Oh yeah.
So that was 3 crabs in like 10 minutes at the most. From when we put the pots in to when we first checked them.
Perfect. Very good. Come on.
two, but one's on the outside.
Oh no, quick.
Oh, you got him.
Went out the way. Oh!
Oh, they're two good sized crabs too, aren't they? Hey?
I got him. It's hanging on the side. Oh, it scared me, but I thought he was going to land in my lap.
Well, that was a great little crabbing session. We've come in with 20 crabs. We'll cook a few up and I'll save a few to do sweet chili crab tonight. Oh mate, there, just caught one off the jetty. Good sized blue swimmer. Alright, we're ready to start cooking the crabs. We come in with 20. We're only going to go for a dozen, but we end up coming in with 20. And these are good sized crabs. We just chilled them all down. Some of these are. I mean, that's not a bad crab, that one. That's an absolute ripper of a crab. And they're chock-a-block full. They are really nice. And they're all that size, you know. They're all nice big crabs. So I've got the water boiling. I've got a bucket full of water. Handiest thing is having a bucket with a lid on it. We can fill it when we're out there, put the lid on, it doesn't spill, come back and boil the water up. You've got to have it really, really boiling like that, profusely. And I like to take my crabs, drop them in. I always like to cook them upside down. So any of the guts, when you pull the shell off, a lot of the guts and that'll stay in the shell. So I wait for it to come back to the boil. Once it's back to the boil, put another one in. It goes off the boil. Put the lid back on, wait for it to come back to the boil again. If you don't overdo it, it stays boiling a lot stronger. Boiling again now, because if you leave them or put too many in at once or too many in too quick, they tend to stew and it softens the meat up. It's not as nice. This way it keeps the meat nice and firm. GoPro didn't like that, but that's batch number 2 done. Straight out of there, and they go straight into here, into the ice slurry. That's salt water from where we caught the crabs from, and we've just emptied a heap of ice into it. Chills them down, makes them easier to peel, but I think it makes them absorb a bit more salt water and keeps them that little bit sweeter. Lid on, get it boiling again. Oh, that's a fair sized bucket. That gives you an idea. Like, they're good sized crabs. Look at these others. Once that water comes back to the boil, I'll throw those other 2 in. it. So that's a good looking esky. The ice is only just all melted down. It's still icy cold though, but they're ready to go. So now we're going to sit down and pick all the meat out of 20 crabs, and then we bag it, put a little bit of salt water with it, seawater, and freeze them. When you defrost them, they end up just the same, and they make beautiful sandwiches, or Chris can make awesome crab cakes with them. So that's the afternoon session, peeling crabs. Right, so we're going to have a bit of a crack at doing sweet chili crab, and I'm no cook, but I'm going to have a bit of a crack at it. So we've got heaps of crabs today, and I reckon tomorrow morning we might have crab sandwiches for breakfast. A cup of coffee and crab sandwiches. But tonight we're going to have a go at sweet chili crab, and when you're caravanning you don't always have the freshest of the fresh ingredients, but you have what you got and you make do. So garlic, bit of ginger, and we've got the sweet chili sauce there, we've got the tomato. We'll have a crack. I don't know, it might be terrible, but
Oh, it might be good. Who
it
knows?
might be brilliant. Yeah, it's getting there. I don't know, there's so many different recipes for doing sweet chili crab, but we've put a bit of wine in it, a bit of, obviously, sweet chili, garlic, ginger, shallots, onion, and a lot of, what was the tomato? Crushed tomato. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't think you could really ruin this. It looks pretty easy. I don't know if this is what it's supposed to look like, but it looks pretty good to me.
Yep.
It's all steaming. Had a little bit of white wine in there, and yeah, plenty of garlic, a bit of sweet chili, a few chives. We'll see. Have a go at that. It sort of half looks pretty good.
It does.
Well, you'll see if we're on the camera tomorrow, we didn't die from my cooking.
Okay. Have another beer, Dale.
Yeah, righto. I'll drink to that.